she had her envelopes with her number on it. And she said, I want to put my offering in the basket. I can't make it, but I can make it there in my offering. And she made us go to put her offering in the basket. But make sure this is my envelope. Y'all remember? Y'all probably, some of y'all remember what I'm talking about? Yeah. Everybody, every church member had their box with their number. Right. Soon as you join, 2 weeks later, you got a box full of envelopes with the number on it. And if you wasn't there, your offering was there. Your giving was there. That's because their heart was there. Yeah. Their heart was involved in the ministry. Their heart was involved with Reverend Johnson. Right. Their heart was in the matter. Reverend Johnson ain't had to worry about nothing. Reverend Johnson knew that such and such, or Sister Estelle, and Reverend Johnson would take time out to come over Sister Johnson's house or Sister Bradham's house to make sure she had her communion. Right, right. Come on now. See, we get so new, we forget about the old stuff. Right. And sister, he would go, or if he couldn't, Reverend Johnson couldn't make it because he was down south preaching a revival, Deacon would go over there and do it, and Deacon such and such would go over there and do it. See, because they would not forget her because her heart was in the ministry by her giving. Where's your heart? Sometimes, Reverend Johnson would say exactly, and that was his name, I ain't messing around. Reverend Johnson would say whatever was needed for you to get from one phase to another without even having a conversation with them. The Spirit of the Lord, because of the deposit that he made, deposits that was made, you were able to withdraw from God, from your man of God, from his mouth. Why? Because she demanded. She put a demand on it. Why? Because she every Sunday, it wasn't a Sunday she missed. Ever since I was a little boy, and I was there from age 4 to 15, she did not miss a beat. Age 4 to 15, 3 years old to 15 years old. Every Sunday. She was there every Sunday. Next 6 months later, she get a new set of boxes, and she would always do it. She was faithful. She stopped coming to the church for years, but her heart was there. Her envelope was there. She was getting. I remember the insurance man would come over. Y'all remember that? Yes. I'm going back. The insurance man would come over. I said, Miss Bradham, you all right? She was like, yeah. She was like, how much I owe you? She was like, you owe me $22 for your insurance policy. But Miss Bradham, you ain't got to worry about it this month. We took care of your insurance premium for the remainder of the year. Why? Because that heart was in the ministry. But being as though her heart was in the giving, her heart was in the ministry, God started to take care of what she needed taken care of. You remember the milkman? You remember the milkman would put the milk on the joint with the silver top, and you put it on. So the milk, come on, I'm going back. And the milkman would come over, and every week the milkman would come over and say, Miss Bradham, you owe us $5 for the milk that we said. She was like, but you know what, Miss Bradham? Don't even worry about it, Miss Bradham. You good people to us. We took care of your milk supply. Why? Because her heart was in the ministry. So I didn't know that then. I just said, man, we got some free milk. I'm not a milk drinker because I just, lactose. But I was just like, we got some free milk in the junk. You know what I mean? And when it's cold outside, the milkman will put the whole crate with the 4 glasses in it with some tissues in the middle, but the cream will come to the top. Yes. Come on, y'all know what I'm talking about? The cream will come, and my uncle will take the cream up and put it in his coffee. The instant coffee. I don't know why. Can't even tell you. But my point in saying that is that they were givers. $5, $10, $50, $100, $1,000. They were givers. And then when they were givers so much so when they needed something and they had to do, things were already prepared for them. Why? Because they were givers from their heart. They didn't miss God. They didn't disconnect from God because I'm not saying what they're not being there, whatever the case may be, but the Bible says that if you hear it, let it hear what I'm saying. But they gave. They look at the circumstances and situations. Listen, my aunt and uncle, it was 8 of us in there in a 4-bedroom house, and none of them was his kids. It was 4 sleeping in 1 bedroom. In 1 bed. Two of the adults on the bed, one on the cot, and another one on the mattress for years. Two in another bedroom, I slept with my own. I'm thinking about them toenails right now because that was what's Yeah, they were brutal, bro. Brutal. But my point is saying that, and then my aunt slept in the front room, and then we had our little cousin. She adopted our little cousin because they had baby, and they were out drinking and this, that, and third, and then the mother and father, and she took them. See, it wasn't none of that back in the day. Oh, we got to go through the process. No, they took the baby.
Right.
They kept him, and he stayed with us. It was none of that, but no, you not taking this baby out. And my uncle was like, you will not take this baby out of this house. And he was not playing. And they would not take that baby out of the house. Why? They opened up their house to everything. They opened up their life to everybody. It wasn't about the dollars and cents. It was about life. Why? Because they were givers. Where have we lost it? We have lost it. We have lost it. We have lost it too much, so much so it's like, if you had a need, your need was a concern to me, and we have to do this.
Right.
Ain't no thing. No, we have to do this. And we can't do this week because we got to take care of sister so and so. Oh, sister Mary Jo lost her husband. Okay, we all going over Sister Mary Jo's house. And we gonna all help Sister Mary Jo. We gonna take care. See, we've lost it. They gave of themselves. They were committed. They were loyal. And now in this day and age, we get to the point now where I don't feel as though I have to give anymore because I'm looking at my circumstances and situations. I got a word for you on it, but I'm looking at my circumstances and situations. But let me give you this. I want to give you some statistics. Okay, before we get to the word, you can go to Exodus 36 real quick. But I'm going to give you some statistics. And I want you to write these statistics down, if you can, if you would. Exodus 36. Now watch this. In the 3-year span, from 2008 to 2011, people giving to organizations or nonprofit organizations has dropped from 2008, 20% to 2011, 30%. It's dropped in their giving in the 3-year span to organizations, i.e. the Red Cross, any of those types of organizations, people have dropped in their giving from 2008 to 2011. That's just giving to nonprofit organizations. But from 2008 to 2011, in a 3-year span, people giving to churches dropped from 31% in 2008 to 48% in 2011. It's almost half. From 2008, 31% dip to 2011, 48%. That's a 17% drop, 17% drop in 3 years. People don't see the cause anymore, or they're blinded by what's going on. Another one, 3 years or more, giving in tithes and offering to the church in 3 years or more have dropped 47%. You see why churches are closing? You see why pastors are committing suicide? You see why things are happening? Because they're getting the vision and people are not supporting the vision, and they're just not being consistent. Even biblically consistent. You do know that tithing is a law, and the Bible says in the New Testament we're not to live by the law. Tithing is just a start. Because if you're supposed to live by the Spirit of God. So if the Spirit of God says to you, give 50%, He's trying to do something for you, give 50%. 10% is just a mark. The law. Jesus came to fulfill the law, not to abolish it. But we're not to live by the law. Been teaching that. We're not to live by the law. But 10% is a guide, is a start, is a mark. Well, I made $45,000 last year. Made $45,000 last year. How much you gave to the church? Oh, I gave $100 last year. You do the math. You don't need to be a mathematician to know that that's not 10%. $45,000, your tithe should be $4,500 for the year. But when you go to the tax man, you will say, I gave this amount.
Hallelujah.
Come on now. I gave this amount. So you can get more return. That looks like thieving to me. But you can say, I gave this, when you actually did not. Come on now. Man, it is quiet up in here. And then we wonder why church is closed. We wonder why pastors walk away from the vision of God. We wonder why this happens. Oh, he quit. Really? Did he quit? I used to think that. But at the end of the day, I'm like, I understand. I understand. You know what? I really, now that I'm in the water, like Angie said earlier, I understand. Well, I need to be a member. You don't got to be no member. What does membership have to do? Here we are again talking about traditions. If that's the case, you need to wear a skirt down to here with stockings on and hot stockings and shoes and a big hat. Now do that.
And the doily.
And the doily in your head.
Okay.
It's not, see, none of that stuff works. You know what a doily is? You should know. That's why, you know, the little white thing they put in a plate.
A kitchen coaster.
A kitchen coaster, yeah. That's what we gonna do. We have doily Sunday. See, people have turned away from God. People have turned away from what God said to do. You turn away because you won't either know or, baby, we're at the top. You turn away from it because either what you know, what is known, or what you don't know, or your desire for it. So what's in there, when the pressure comes, can't nothing come out. The pressure comes, because it's going to come. It's going to come, LaShawn. Financial pressure, all that other stuff, it's going to come. It's not uncommon to man. Some of the stuff is allowed by God just to see what's in there. And if nothing comes up and nothing comes out, and you're sitting there like, what's in there? And God is like, what's in there? You got to put more in to get it out. You got to have more faith in to get faith out. See, if you're in a gunfight and you come with a napkin and straw, talking about something, I'm ready. You ain't ready. You've been bamboozled. You don't have the equipment used to fight by faith. You don't have the equipment used. You know, financial. Do you realize that giving is what we're supposed to do? It's just, you have the heart for that. Yeah. That is programmed to. I was talking to this young lady when we were talking about dating and relationships and stuff like that. And she's asking me questions. I was like, listen, I'm not going to sit up here and tell you anything about dating wrong or right. You know what I mean? It's okay to, I don't think there's nothing wrong with dating. I really don't. I don't think there's anything wrong with dating if it's open and honest and you're in a public place and you're not you're not in some hotel saying, hey, this is our date. Said, no, this ain't no date, brother.
Right.
But in the same instance, if you're saying to, and this is exactly what I said there, I said, ask them, so what are we doing?
Right.
What is this? Because men, I'm telling on us, we like to give definition. So what is this? What are we doing? And this is how you this y'all doing this one too. Y'all like, oh, give it to me. Because that'll tell you what you got. You either got a boy, man, or a real man. There's a love. So if you say, tell them, what is this? What are we doing? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We chilling, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? This is how we do it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you got a boy.
Yeah. Right.
That's a boy. That's you and you got you know what I'm saying? Like what you, why are you wasting your time with boys? Right. You looking for a man, you got a boy. Here you are dating, he in kindergarten. You in college, he in kindergarten. Y'all walking around and say, come on little Ray. And y'all skipping. And y'all skipping to the tulips and you think you got something. You ain't got nothing. What you do last night? Oh, I was just chilling. That's not, don't lose yourself. Then you get to the point where he's a man. Right? You get to the point where he's a man. He has things that he's working on. He can communicate what he's working on.
Right.
But still, some men can't give definition. They can't. It's quiet in here. Some men can't. Because they don't have the understanding to define. But a real man can. And you only can become a real man with your relationship with God. Because he starts to tell you who you are. And now you're able to define who you are. And now you can define other things. Look at Adam. Adam walked with God. And God was able to point to things, and Adam was able to define what God pointed to. A real man. So a real man can bring definition to what is this. What is this? Hey, listen, I need to work on some things in me. And listen, I appreciate the friendship that we had, but I'm not ready for a relationship till I know who I am. That's a real man. You will never, you can never be defeated when a man knows he's a real man. Because a man can't give definition because they don't have clarity who they are. Real means authentic. So I'm saying, now, did you ask that question? And she was just like, wow, yeah, you playing in the playground. But it's not his fault. It's your fault. Because you already saw the signs.
Right.
And you grabbed what you saw was right instead of saying, I want a real man, but you got a boy. You got a boy. Trying to make him a real man. You can't make a boy a man. I can't tell Marcus, come on, man, me and you hanging out today, bro. Come on, you driving. You know he gonna try. He's gonna try. He was like, oh yeah, it is. Oh, you mean to tell me I can drive this car and I ain't got to pay for nothing when I tear something up? Oh, he gonna try. But he doesn't have the full understanding of what happens in that. Because he's a boy. A real man has an now if I do this, this is the outcome of that. And I refuse to do that, or I decide to do it, or whatever the case may be. You feel me?